Welcome back, everybody, to Plan's 10-minute podcast. My name is Ryan Diver, joined with Nick Carlson. Nick, how are you doing today?
I'm good, Ryan. How's it going?
Doing good. Nick and I are from Plan Companies. We are the nation's #1 building service provider for all things janitorial, security guard, front desk concierge, and maintenance. Today, we are joined by a very special guest. We are joined with Dawn Bauman from CAI. Dawn, how are you today?
Hi, guys. I'm great. Thanks for including me. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, glad to have you.
Yeah, we really appreciate you coming on. And CAI is a huge organization and one that Plan Companies has been a part of for a while in multiple markets. But for those who are unaware, could you just tell us a little bit about CAI and what your role is with them?
Sure, happy to. Thanks, Ryan. Community Associations Institute, also known as CAI, is a membership organization. It's a nonprofit organization for people living and working in community associations. Community associations we define as condominiums, homeowners associations, and housing cooperatives. We have about 43,000 members. Most of those members are right here in the US, but we do have chapters outside of the US and members outside of the US in South Africa, the United Arab Emirates, Canada. We have relationships in Australia, Spain, South America, etc. And our organization is dedicated to building better communities through education, advocacy, standards, and best practices. So one of the things we do is hold an annual conference. This year, our annual conference is going to be held in Orlando, Florida. So looking forward to sharing what we do best, which is, again, those best practices, standards, education, and bringing people together to build better communities.
Is this the first face-to-face conference in a while?
Actually, that's a great question, Nick. It is not. We had a conference we held our conference in person last year in August. As you may remember, last summer was a bit of a glimmer of hope in the whole COVID world.
Yeah.
So we had our conference in Las Vegas, and we had a really good attendance, a strong attendance. People were very interested in getting back together. So it was a cool conference. We also held our law seminar. We have an annual law seminar with legal experts as well as managers and other professionals in the business. And we had that in February in Palm Springs, Palm Desert, California. We did a hybrid approach where we had about 500 people in person and another 250 people joining us virtually. So in California, the week after the event, they lifted their mask mandate, but that was okay. It was in California. We did some things outdoors, and it was just great to be back in person. But we are looking forward to having everyone back in person in Orlando this year, May 4th through 7th for our annual conference.
Wow. Yeah. And you touched on it a little. I know in all the markets that Planned is in, there's always a CAI locally that we try and attend to in all the different markets, whether it be California, Florida, and Florida just happens to be where the national show is this year. But you even said they're international, which is something I didn't even know. I guess with so much going on and like so many different events and places to go to, what would you say are the benefits of attending one of these trade shows or being part of the community?
Sure. And this is what I've heard from our members. I'll share their perspective with you. For managers, management companies, homeowner leaders, and business partners, the opportunity to connect with people outside of your market is really valuable. What we do every day in the community association housing model is about the same from a local level to an international level. We all have the same experiences. So to be able to share experiences and get feedback, perspective, know you're not alone, and network and share those ideas and experiences with other professionals who have made this career, made this job their career, is really valuable. So that's one thing. I think also the opportunity to just learn what are the newest trends, what's the newest technology, what are the who are the business partners out there that are offering new innovative services, technology, programs for community associations. And you also hear just new trends and new hot topics that happen to be going on, whether it's trends related to maintenance, related to reserves, building safety, condominium safety. We've heard a lot about that since the tragic condo collapse in Surfside last year. And just also best practices and standards and how management companies, managers, boards can stay on top of these best practices so they can do the best for their communities. We have a trade show with more than 125, I think 150 exhibitors. So learning what's new, what those exhibitors have to offer to community associations. So much is new and exciting in our growing business and our growing housing model, that being exposed to all of that excitement and innovation and newness can be really motivating.
So who should attend? Like the board president, what roles, what job titles, et cetera, would be best to attend the conference?
That's a great question. So of course, the conference is open to anyone who is interested. I would say the people who benefit most include our business partners, because they have an opportunity to network with managers and community association board members, the managers and the management companies. The education programs are typically targeted to management companies, managers, and board members of community associations. So the education tracks, that's where you'll see a real benefit. We do have a track just for large scale community association managers. So managers who are working with these communities, maybe sitting on site of an association that's 1,500 homes or more. So the board presidents, the community association managers, my dog, anyone is welcome to, probably no pets allowed unless they're an assistance animal. But board presidents for sure, managers, management companies.
So we were talking a little bit about the benefits of being in CAI now and sort of what you can currently expect. I wanted to know if you had any thoughts on the future of CAI and how if there's anything you can predict in the future and what people can look forward to and get excited about.
Sure. So I'm going to put this in perspective of CAI, Community Associations Institute, and the industry, if you will, and community management. So first of all, we know that community associations is a growing housing model. It's a segment of the housing stock that is continuing to grow. So approximately 80% of all new housing starts is in a community association, whether it's condominiums, homeowners association, housing co-ops. There are 75 million Americans living in a community association. So as this industry continues to grow, there will continue to be opportunities for everyone, business partners, as well as for managers and management companies. As we see that the industry evolving, we're going to need to make sure that we as an industry are meeting the demands of consumers. So board members are under continued microscope and a lens that people are looking at how the board members are doing and how they're governing their communities. So I think elevating board member education as well as standards and best practices for boards in their work with their community association is something that we're going to continue to see. I think relying on technology to get our work done, especially managers, management companies, is also going to be really important. So a huge segment of the buyers right now in homeowners associations are millennials, right? They're the biggest generation that are purchasing homes right now. And if you look at what millennials are accustomed to, they're accustomed to work-life balance, they're accustomed to technology on demand and answers on demand. So to shift the community association model to meet the demands of the millennial generation is something that we need to do and we need to be mindful of. So looking at business partners that are using technology and offering the type of services, and I will say like planned companies, millennials are accustomed to that great apartment living where everything is at their fingertips. So when they move to a condo or to a homeowners association, the expectation is you're going to get the same thing. So if you can have some of these amenity type services offered at your community association on demand, available, highest level of service, that's what people are looking for. And community association management is a relatively recession-proof profession. We saw this back in the housing crisis of 2008, where we had huge recession. We're seeing this, we saw it during COVID. It's not like anyone in the community association management business was laid off because of COVID. As a matter of fact, everybody went home and everybody was in their community. So people's jobs became even more challenging. So to have a career in community association management will guarantee you a recession-proof job that you'll be able to have and you'll be able to define for as long as you want to.
Yeah, that's an amazing answer. Definitely a ton to be excited about. And, like we said earlier, events going on all across the country and local markets, but the big one is going to be, like you said, in Orlando. I believe is it May 4th?
May 4th to the 7th. Yep. At the Rose and Shingle in Orlando, Florida. Can I give my website so people can go and register if they want to?
Just go to CAI.
Yeah. Okay, great. Go to caionline.org. You'll see right up top there. Just wait for it to scroll and you'll see an opportunity to find out more information about our conference. It's really so much fun. It's a great investment in yourself and great investment in just getting out there to connect with other people. I promise if you haven't gone and you go this year, you will want to go back. And if it's too late to get some sort of first timers registration or discount, just email me. And I'm happy to do what I can to get you an early bird registration.
Awesome. Dawn, we really appreciate you coming on, talking a little bit about the industry that you have so much expertise on, obviously. We really appreciate you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. Nick, Ryan, it was fun. Thanks.
Thank you. Everybody, please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share. This has been Plan's 10-Minute Podcast, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.